Shlump.
Hello everybody, it's Shlump here, and today I'll be covering Sleeping Dogs on the Steam Deck for you. This is a game that I think came out in 2013 on the PS3 and Xbox 360, and then later got ported to the PS4 and Xbox One. But since it's a game that was designed originally for the PS3 and Xbox 360, I figured I'd really try to push for 60 FPS for this game on the Steam Deck, because the Steam Deck is a lot more powerful than the PS3, at least at running games at 800p. So in this video, I'll show off the game, try and get to 60 FPS, doing whatever I can to get it there. And what I did was basically I figured out the best version of Proton to use with this game, because sometimes you gotta try different versions of Proton to get different performance for different games. So you got the default Proton 7, and then you have Proton Experimental, and then you have the GE Proton, which is actually what I ended up using in this video, along with a launch command that I showed a little bit at the beginning of the video. Proton, this one was specifically GE Proton 33, that with the launch command I showed earlier. That makes the game run significantly better than it does with the normal Proton 7 or Proton Experimental. So that's what you want to use for this game on the Steam Deck to get significantly better performance. The game's still playable at the other Proton versions, but it's much more playable here. Now this game is unsupported on the Steam Deck. Valve doesn't really give a reason why, they just say it doesn't work on the Steam Deck. Though we know with a lot of games that are labeled as unsupported on Steam Deck, they work perfectly fine. Just like this game here, I really had no issues with it at all on the Steam Deck. When you first launch it up, you might have to tap the touchscreen twice to put the check marks on the opening launcher that you get the first time you launch the game. And you might want to have internet for that, but other than that, the game works exactly as you expect it to and hope it would on the Steam Deck. Now back to performance. As you can see here, we are getting 60 FPS. If you turn pretty much all the graphics down to low, where the game probably still looks a little bit better than it did on PS3 and Xbox 360, you can get, I would say, pretty stable 60 FPS. I'm not going to completely rule out the game dropping at all ever, because it's an open world game and there's a lot of fluctuations what can happen in different scenarios and situations that the game has to run. And so it is very possible it could dip. And there were like a few tiny hitches and stutters very rarely when I played this game for a few hours just to get to the open world area where I'm actually able to drive around and to do some playtime to get to that part of the game. But other than that, as you can see here, it is a very smooth experience on the go. Now, I would only say like the downside about getting the game to run this good is that I did turn all the graphics down to they're pretty much lowest, almost as low as they go. And what really hurt the most for me turning down in order to hit 60 FPS was the world density, just how much cars and pedestrians there are in the game as you go around. Because as you can see in this video, there's a lot of pop-in right now because I did turn down the normal. This is normal density, and now the video just switched over to high density. And high density is definitely playable, but sometimes you will get some instability. The game might go around with the frame rate into the 50s. So if you want the game to look good like it does here, you could set the game to 40 Hz or maybe even 50 Hz and still have a really good experience. But this game, especially with how the combat works and all the parkour you have to do, I really want 60 FPS, and also movement does feel a little bit sluggy. So 60 FPS really does help with this game. That's why I tried to go for it, because I just prefer 60 FPS in all games if I can possibly get the game to perform that well. And so if I had to play this game, I'm not going to play this game because I'm already playing Witcher 3 on the Steam Deck, and I don't really want to play two open world games at the same time. So if I was to play this game on the Steam Deck, I would probably just play the normal density, because that is the normal, that's how it was in PS3, so it's not like I'm getting a lesser experience, and it also allows the game to run pretty much at a lock 60 FPS. That's what I would pick, but you may prefer the crowd density that you're seeing here in this footage right now on screen. You may prefer that and just take the 40 Hz or 50 Hz hit, or maybe just a little bit of an unstable 60 FPS. However you want to do it is fine, it's up to you. I just want to show off that this game can run at 60 FPS and what it takes to push the game under 60 FPS, which in this case would be higher crowd density. It is occurring to me now that I'm talking over this footage that I probably should have synced up the 2 times a day for each piece of footage, the normal crowd density and the high crowd density, because the normal crowd density was at a little bit like evening, and then this here is like purely at night. And I did run around the city with normal crowd density at night, and it was better than what you're seeing right here, high crowd density. So don't worry, I did test everything. I just didn't really know exactly how to change the time of day, because when I reloaded the save with the different graphics configurations, the time of day would be different. And I've just realized now that I probably could have like slept in the bed that's in your room that you start off in. Maybe that would have changed the time of day. I'm sure there is a way. but I did test everything. So I did run around the city at night on the motorcycle with normal crowd density, and it was still a very good experience, still better than high crowd density. So don't worry about that. Overall, Sleeping Dogs on Steam Deck, while it may be listed as unsupported by Valve, still works perfectly fine on the deck and is an extremely enjoyable experience. You can get a just about perfect 60 FPS with the right graphics configurations. So, with that being said, that'll close out this video. Thanks for watching, and hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more Steam Deck videos like this one. Most people who watch my videos aren't actually subscribed, so make sure you go down and do that. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next Steam Deck video.